that there are a number of companies that purport to be experts in IR35, and know you guys are. But if I was taking you to meet a client and said, right, okay, you've got a big project coming up. This is what we want to do. We want to understand how we could engage off payroll workers. What would you kind of recommend as the way in which we could go about that?
Yeah, so there's a playbook, if you like. It doesn't work for everyone. There'll be nuances, but the starting point is making sure the right people in the business understand the IR35 rules at a high level and what they mean. So there's a big education piece, and that's right down to people that manage contracts, right down to people who actually engage with the contracts on a day-to-day basis, the hiring managers.
So talking about clients then who maybe have already made decisions and with the changes they might want to reconsider, or maybe new people who are new to this, to help them get the right systems and processes in place, the right understanding, the right education. For me, the biggest part of this is education. How can you help, or what would you suggest it would be a way about going about helping start a new process?
Yeah, so I think now would be a great time to do that for two reasons. Firstly, a couple of years down the line, best practices starting to emerge. And thirdly, obviously, we've got the D-risk coming in April. So in terms of best practice now, I think get some external help from a third party. By all means, go to your accountant. Your accountant will give you a view of the legislation. But there are providers in the market who specialise in IR35 and work with recruitment businesses that understand that A, the legislation, B, how other people have reacted to it, what worked, what hasn't, C, how HMRC are currently policing it, and D, the commercial implications of various decisions that could be made. So I think a well-rounded external advisor coming in to give you a bit of a steer would be a good way to start. You're right on education. The relevant people in the business that are involved in making hiring decisions, as a basic, need to know the law, need to know the rules. But again, it'd be useful if they understood what different businesses, how they've chosen to manage it, what has worked, what hasn't, share best practice, and make sure everyone's on the same page and come up with effectively your business's centralised policy for managing off-payroll workers and contractors. Once you have that, you can then push that out to and educate other people in the business. So I think that would be the main point for me, just use the expertise and the knowledge of people that are in the market, hearing different views and opinions, understanding what works. We now have the benefit of HMRC already started compliance activity. So we can see the questions they're asking, the timescales they're expecting responses by, and the decisions they take depending on the types of responses they get. So let's share that best practice, let's understand. Also, let's have a think about, look backwards and say, maybe the decisions that we have made, what implications has that given us? Was that a positive decision? Is it neutral, or has it given us a headache? If it's given us a headache, how can we try and unlock things to help with that? So I think you're right, education is key. My other one would be to make sure that whatever decisions are made, whatever policies are put in place, we start to build an audit file. And an audit file being that reasonable care audit. So if HMRC knocked on your door tomorrow and said, prove to me you've taken reasonable care in managing these new tax rules, if you've got that there and ready to go and you can get it to them, within a couple of day turnaround, straight away you're on the front foot and HMRC know you're on it. And you just start to, get them to understand that let's not waste any time with this business, let's move somewhere else.